Been stoked with his last run.
I was. It's about a progression thing with him. Comparing him to the Spring Carnival, the first time I really got off him and said, wow, he's going great again, was actually Tuesday morning. So I worked him 2 weeks ago, and of course ridden him his 2 runs this preparation, and Gay and Adrian, the horses trainers, done a great job with him. They've had to fine tune him because he clearly hasn't been going as well as what he has been in the spring, but I was really happy with what I felt during the week.
Not a big field. Where do you think you'll posse up today?
Well, he's at least drawn a nice low barrier draw, so if he can utilise that, it gives me a few more options. But going back to the spring, we had the best 2,000 metre horse in Australia, and I felt him feeling like that throughout the week. So it's a great race. The mare whose favourite is. Amazing record, and she's the one we all have to beat. And of course, the horse from Europe, he's won nearly $10 million. Like, he's a really, really good horse. So our horse, on his best day, he's right up to these horses. So I feel like he's back into that form. So it's all right for me to talk. He's got to do the running now.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
When I called this race in 2019, Winx's final race, her 3rd victory in the Queen Elizabeth, I really thought we'd never see anything near her ilk. Well, here we are, looking at Autumn Glow, looking to remain unbeaten in 12 starts. I can't fault her. She's great for racing. She's very exciting, and I think she'll be winning the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Who runs second? Well, it's either Dubai Honour, Sir Delius. Simple as that. It's the only way to play the race, the Quillators and Trifectas.
James McDonald told Ali Mosley after winning the Oaks, and I hope he wins, that he cannot wait to get out there and show everyone what this girl is capable of, and he is so keen to show her off over 2,000 metres. The camp is confident. There are no queries at 2,000 metres, and the putters are the same. Tim Ryan, $1.30 fixed odds, $1.20 on the World Pool.
Yep, she's rock solid there at the 130. She's down a little bit from the 90% hold we've had all week. She's down to around about 86%. So starting to lay a few other runners, you could say. But yeah, look, 130, I don't think you'll see much better than that. She's a bad way for us. The tempted multi into her was terrible, and a few multis through I hope they win. So straight out, she's a loser, and she's made worse through multis.
Okay, we're about to have a look at them. It is the Queen Elizabeth. And the mounting yard brought to you by Harvey Norman for all you need in furniture, bedding, electrical and technology. We start with a winner of this race 3 years ago, Due by Honour, runner-up last year, trained by William Haggis at Newmarket, and Ronnie is an 8-year-old wearing blinkers for the first time. Tommy Mark won the jockey.
Well, that adds a lot of interest in itself, because he looked very sharp in the Tancred, going out, making early moves and really making Aliana work for it hard. So back to 2,000 metres here with blinkers on, similar situation to last year, and look, it's just going to be an intriguing watch what Tom Marquand wants to do with him today. He always delivers. When Tom asks him to go, he'll go. It's just at what stage is that going to happen today?
Yeah, it's so intriguing, the blinkers going on. A rising 9-year-old, but he's just a marvel. He's an old warrior. He just keeps turning up. You know what you're to get from him. I was with him first up. I thought he looked fantastic. He looks just as good and a touch fitter coming into this. Can he beat her? Well, that's the $1 million question. But based off his looks, and he's going to give one hell of a show.
Number 2, Sir Delius, Craig Williams on board for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott.
Well, he just flopped out the back of the Ranvet and ran well. So they're serious today. They're very serious. He'll be very further forward in the run, and he's primed up. He's a very good horse. We all know that. And he's they won't want to stub their toe, because he's right there to pounce. He's a real hard head and a tough nut.
He's ready to pounce now. Each run, he's just been getting better and better. He's certainly at his top now. They've poured everything at him to have him ready for this assignment. He's looking great. He's a really proud horse, actually. He walks around and he's got that look at me attitude about him, but best I've seen him.
Light infantry man, number 3, last start Australian Cup winner, Ethan Brown on for Kieran Maher.
Yeah, and he loves to fight up near the lead there as well. So he's earned his spot, and he'll fight and try hard.
He will try hard, yeah. He's coming off a good win. He's running really well this preparation. This is obviously a lot harder, but there's no knock on his appearance.
Lindemann, a stablemate to the favourite. Nash Rawiller rides for Chris Waller.
And Nash gets on with him so well. So he's going really well. It's just I don't know whether he's going to do things completely on his own terms here today. That might happen. They may fall for his tricks again. And if he does, we know he can really dash home a 600 that'll have their wheels spinning.
I must admit, I felt sick to the stomach when he was out doing his thing at Rosehill last start, and it took a hell of an effort from Aliana to run him down. I thought he was so bold, so brilliant. He hasn't got Pride of Jenny out there annoying him out in front. He might have a few other friends, but he's going to run the race of his life again. He's looking absolutely picture perfect. I think you're on a place.
Another one for Chris Waller is Wootton Verney, number 5, Tommy Berry.
Yep, turned his form around, showing much more dash winnings last start. Maybe the softer track suited, so he's got to do it coming back to a dry and in a harder race, which will make it difficult.
He's got a brilliant 2,000 metre record. I think he's looked superb in his last couple of runs. He deserved to win off his parade last time out. I just don't think he could back it up against this lot though.
Here's the stablemate to Dubai Honour. It's Caviar Heights. Zach Lloyd riding for William Haggis.
Yeah, got back into the Selwood after a bit of a moderate start. I don't know whether he's fast enough to go forward, but I'm sure they'll have an attempt.
Yeah, again, and like his stablemate, he definitely strips fitter coming into this. I think this was a bit of a backup plan, I guess, not being quite ready for the Sydney Cup, so this is the next option for him. I definitely see improvement coming into this, but again, I wouldn't be able to tip him from the yard.
Yeah, come on, girl. She looks asleep there. We're trying to wake her up in a minute, I'll tell you, because she's a wonder mare. She has to do it at 2,000 metres today. $1.30 or shorter, says nobody's doubting her, and I'm inclined to agree.
She knows when to wake up, Duff. She knows once James gets on board, she hits that track. She knows it's game on. It's just her physical strength, her demeanour, everything about her. She's captivating. You just stand here and you watch her and you're just in awe every time she walks around. I've run out of superlatives for her, I honestly have. She's just such a beautiful mare. She's big, she's strong, she's just everything. She's a complete package, and I tell you what, if she runs out these 2,000, they're not going to get anywhere near her.
Corey just made a good point. Make it again, Corey, where Autumn Glow is right now. She's leading them around at her own pace, so Dubai Honour's got to wait for her. No respect there. Izzy, we're going to leave you alone today, just so you can enjoy the moment, but I'm fascinated by the blinkers going on at this stage of his career, Dubai Honour.
Yeah, look, we did it with a Dave for his second Queen Elizabeth, and it worked for him. And you know, his ideal trip is the 1.5 miles now. So just coming back down to that 2,000, just get him sort of a little bit more switched on, and hopefully it pays dividend.
And how have they felt in track work?
Yeah, good. You know, he's such a laid-back horse that he sort of takes everything in his stride, and he's had them on a couple of times, and I haven't had any issues with him. So hopefully it does the job.
And he bounced out of that tough run in the Tancred?
Oh yeah, didn't even lose a single kilo, which was phenomenal. Because I thought, you know, he's had a tough race here, and you know, it might take a little bit out of him. He's 8 years old, you know, all of that. But no, he's A1.
How do you think Caviar Heights will run?
Look, I'd like to see him jump a bit better. We did some stalls work in between the two races, so hopefully that's helped. And look, he's a very big price, and it's a tough ask, but he's in great form as well. He took his Neville Selwood run really well, and he looks $1 million. So I'm excited to see them both.
Just on Tommy Marquand, do you reckon he's got a plan in the head, or is he going to keep an open mind out there?
I'd say an open mind, but I'd say we wouldn't want to be far off the front end. Really, you know, it worked last time, and hopefully we can sort of. I'd like to see him jump a bit better. We did some stalls work in between the two races, so hopefully that's helped. And look, he's a very big price, and it's a tough ask, but he's in great form as well. He took his Neville Selwood run really well, and he looks $1 million. So I'm excited to see them both.
Just on Tommy Marquand, do you reckon he's got a plan in the head, or is he going to keep an open mind out there?
I'd say an open mind, but I'd say we wouldn't want to be far off the front end. Really, you know, it worked last time, and hopefully we can sort of. Well, not replicate last time because we'd like to win, but you know, we need to make it a proper staying test for our boys, and yeah, other than that, you know, hopefully the filly doesn't stay, but she looks like she probably will. Yeah. 7:30
at Newmarket right now. They'll all be up and watching.
Oh yeah, it just adds to the pressure.
You've done a great job. Good luck here.
Thank you very much.
Here's Paul there, the travelling four-person for William Haggis on her 7th trip to Australia. So it all sets itself up. We've got the superstar in Autumn Glow. She's trying to remain unbeaten 12 out of 12, but she's got a couple of hard heads. Dubai Honor and Sir Delius there trying to, well, Sir Delius certainly trying to peak on this day, and Dubai Honor trying to peak again.
Yeah, look, it makes for a great race, Greg, and it's going to be very, very tactical. Those boys will be out there obviously watching what Autumn Glow is doing. They're going to obviously try and set Dubai Honor alight like they did last time out and try and skip a bit of a break on them. But
well, they're not going to out-sprint her, are they?
No, not the way that she travels, and she's jumping up that 2,000 metres, so she's going to be right behind them. She's going to follow them everywhere. She's going to have them in their sights, and when you've got the best jockey in the world telling to go to the 2,000 metre race, you know she's going to stay.
How much of a different pain barrier is it? People talk about going to an extra pain barrier, that mile to the 2,000 for a horse who's never been there before.
Well, her biggest attribute is she's so relaxed, so the pain barrier is going to be there, but the fact is, like, J-Mac can switch her on, find a spot, and then switch her back off. She comes straight back underneath him, so she'll conserve that energy. Yes, there's a pain barrier, of course, when you've got, like you said, the old hard heads with Dubai Honor and like Sir Delius. Look, I just can't see him beating her.
It just looks like James McDonald wants to go out and show off there today. So Chantel, she always gets a tick in the yard.
She does. I've taken her on a few times. It hasn't helped. So she's the obvious one, of course. But I am going to say that I think Lindemann will run a place because he'll be out in front doing his thing. With the way the track's playing, the firmness of it, it's only going to suit him and enhance his chances. So, of course, she's the one to beat Autumn Glow, and old Lindy to run a place.
I am 7, 1, 2, 3. I thought for a minute there we might have to put this race back 10 minutes through to get to the barrier. She's been that slow. She's been holding everyone up. She's getting a bit of a shake-up now. I'll throw the reins out of James and let's see what she can do when she springs into action. Who's got the tricks to beat her? I don't think anyone has one. I'd love to see someone try. 7 to beat 1, 2 and 3, Tim.
I'd love to see someone try too. I've tried several times, especially early in her career, laying her, trying to get her beat, but she just doesn't seem to have any chinks. Will it be the 2,000 metres? Watching the end of her races, I don't think it will be, but we live in hope. She's a bad way for us. She's around about 85% of the investment on the race. Her punters are saying she should be shorter than 130. She's made worse by multis, a lot of winning multis through Tempted into her, a few through I Hope A wins. So look, we're sticking there at the 130. She's shorter on the Whirlpool, 110, so we are still laying her. We're leaving the door open just a little bit, but it's hard to lay much else in the race. Sir Delius is your $7 second favourite. That $6.50 on the screen is now $7. He's out from $5.50 this morning. No real money for him. Dubai Honor gets out a roll today, 7 out to $7.50, but he is in from $11 on Tuesday, so he is a firmer. A firm today for Light Infantryman, 31 into 26. He's probably best backed of the roughies, and Caviar Heights comes in from 101 into $81 today. Lindemann, a $26 chance. If you want to have a bet favourite out, we do have a market open. 240 favourite, Sir Delius, 250 second favourite, Dubai Honor in that market. You'll find that at the bottom of your app under extra markets. But yeah, $1.30 about Autumn Glow. I'm looking forward to a great race. I'll watch with interest about what these jockeys are going to do, what they're going to cook up to get her beat. I just live in hope, but I'm not confident at all.
Well, Nash gave Lindemann a real sound out up the home straight and back. He'd have a plan in his mind. Tom Marquand will have a plan in his mind. How are they all looking over there, Ali?
So well, Greg. I'm just watching Autumn Glow load into the barriers now, and I tell you what, she knows she's good. She stepped out on the track, the crowd roared, and I followed her down, and James just puffed his chest out, and you could just feel he knew what was underneath him. And she does switch on, but there's just something about her, the way she moves, the way she covers ground. She's special, and we're watching what could be a very special moment as well. Dubai Honor has taken nothing away from him. He looks as good as he ever has. So Delius is being switched on similarly with Lindemann, and we've only got a couple out of line.
Dubai Honor goes in. Lindemann's about to come up, waiting on Wootton Verney, and that'll be it for the 2026 Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Over 2,000 metres at Royal Randwick. Here's Darren Flindell.
She's drawn barrier 2, Autumn Glow. The lights on and we're ready to run. They're set. racing in the Queen Elizabeth, and she left really well, Autumn Glow. Plenty of going forward though. Light Infantryman right up the inside, leads initially from Autumn Glow. Sir Delius up running third. Caviar Heights is wide in fourth. Debayana settling in the second half of the field. Wootton Verney improves on the rails, and Lindeman's back last. Yes, Lindeman is last. Light Infantryman leads, 1,600 metres to go, and Caviar Heights rolls to second, and Sir Delius is up running in the third position in the early stages. So Autumn Glow's now fourth, and she's one off the fence on the outside of Wootton Verney. Well, Tom Marquand kept us guessing before the race. Who thought he was going to settle second last on Debayana? And Lindeman, who normally leads in these races, he is sitting right back at the tail of the field. 1,200 metres to run. Light Infantryman 2 in front of the roughie Caviar Heights. Sir Delius is well clear of his main rivals at the moment. Sir Delius is about 4 lengths off the lead, about 5 further back to Autumn Glow on the outside of Wootton Verney and Debayana. So Marquand has decided to track the great mare everywhere she goes. Lindeman is still last of all. 800 metres to run. Light Infantryman 2 in front. Caviar Heights looks gassed already, and quickly Sir Delius strides up on the outside and is starting to close in. So Williams is putting himself in the best position at the 600. Autumn Glow goes to fourth, followed by Wootton Verney, and Debayana is peeling up on the outside of Autumn Glow. Around the turn, Light Infantryman shows the way. Sir Delius given full rein, and quickly Autumn Glow slices through, and here comes the great mare. Sir Delius making his beat for victory, leads by a length and a half. Autumn Glow is grinding away, and Lindeman down the outside. Autumn Glow's in trouble. Sir Delius, is this his big moment? Sir Delius 2 in front. Lindeman, Autumn Glow do the chasing, but Sir Delius takes out the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, done it by 2 lengths. Lindeman from last second. Autumn Glow third, 2 further back to Debayana. The gap Light Infantryman, Wootton Verney and Caviar Heights. Oh, it's his big day, Sir Delius.
Yes, it's his day today, Sir Delius. And Autumn Glow has met her Waterloo. The streak ends at 11 at the hands of Sir Delius. Craig Williams for Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. The second time Craig Williams has been successful in a Queen Elizabeth with those colours. 11 years ago he won on Criterion. Sir Delius, third up today. The horse that was going to be favourite for a Cox Plate, favourite for a Melbourne Cup. The vets wouldn't let him run. They brought him back to Sydney. They started again. And they set their goal as the Queen Elizabeth. Third in the Very Elegant, third in the Randvet, and a win, but a big win, a history-making win. This will make all the headlines because Sir Delius has beaten Autumn Glow.
Alrighty, fabulous. I was going to say, we better get away from you because you've just won the Queen Elizabeth again in these colours, which have been very special to you. You won aboard Criterion, but he's back, Sir Delius.
Certainly has. Credit to Adrian Bott, Gay Waterhouse and their team. I come in and partnered him 2 weeks ago in this piece of work, and I just said, look, the horse is going really well. He's not fast enough. A week later, I come back in on Tuesday morning and sat on him, and I said to the team, I said, you've done a fantastic job. You know, Adrian, all your team have done an amazing job because I only get to turn up on race day and ride him. I give him some feedback in the morning, and I said when in the spring he was flying, he was airborne. And the only time I'd felt that since then was Tuesday morning, and wow, what an amazing racehorse. What a great performance by him, the team he has behind him, and of course I have my team around me, so thank you. And of course Sir Alan Glenn and all his owners, they've been big supporters. Criterion, we've been able to do it again, and this is now a prize, one of the biggest prizes we have on the Australian racing calendar.
It's unbelievable to think that he was the forgotten horse, considering at one point he was a favourite for the Cox Plate, and we were talking about him as the best horse in Australia, and he's just beaten Autumn Glow as you give a cheer for the boys.
Well, I did say to him, when in the gates, he had no one to go next to him, and he went to check her out. I said, mate, if you win this, you've got a chance of dating her. So he obviously knew what it seemed like. He's a colt. He's awesome. Very grateful and feel honoured to be part of his career.
And for Gay and Adrian as well, it must be a pleasure. I know you've got a long association with them, of course.
Oh, look, they've got a great team. I was able to be part of that here on Tuesday morning. Huge operation. You can see why they're successful. And again, you can't do it alone. And again, thanking them for their efforts and knowing the horse and getting him right. And it's easy for me to tell him how well he's going and what they need to do, and they were able to fix that. So that's why they're Group 1 trainers.
Well done, Craig. Pleasure to watch you. Pleasure to witness history again.
Thank you very much.
Adrian Bott, congratulations. I know you had supreme confidence in Sir Delius, but did you think it would pan out that way?
Look, it's obviously a difficult ask today. The mare that we're up against and the rest of the field as well. Obviously, so much depth here, even though a small field, and with that, it was always going to be a nice tactical affair. And Craig was able to execute that really well. He's done an excellent job. So proud of the horse though, and the team that have been able to get him here today in peak condition.
It wasn't like this in the spring, but the autumn preparation has been perfect.
Yeah, look, it has been in terms of getting the final goal, and that's probably where the pressure came, because we'd sort of mentioned that he was going to be peaking today, so wanted to make sure that he actually did, and he was able to do it so well. So proud of the horse. Just even the way that the race was unfolding, when we got to the position we wanted to around the back there, I was confident. It was unfolding really well, and just where he was travelling into the straight, I thought we were in a great position from that point. So he's running out well. Great to see him back where he deserves to be, the horse, because he's such a talent. I was second guessing whether we'd sort of not had him right in those first couple of runs and not having him as forward as we needed to, but it's all satisfying now.
Did you and Craig talk about how you try and make her vulnerable at 2,000 metres for the first time?
Well, look, naturally, I think we did want to be in front of her, and I think always felt that it wasn't necessarily going to have to be us making the pace, but I thought in general it would just be a genuinely run race as to what it's been here. And I think everyone else wanted to try and find a chink in her arm, and if there was going to be anything, I guess that's all we could sort of really put it down to. And we knew he can absorb pressure. His best race has been when he's on speed, absorbing those fast run races. We know he can quicken off that, and he just hadn't quite had that at the start of the preparation.
Did you want to be in front of her during the race?
No doubt we wanted to be, and the draw was crucial. I remember at the barrier draw there, I was praying we got that soft draw that we did to be able to execute that style of race, because it's a tricky starting point there. And even though she was drawn inside us, we wanted to be aggressive, and Craig was no doubt very aggressive there, even though he was sort of wide for a while. Happy to be doing that, just knowing we'd get to the position we wanted to be in.
I'm sure there would have been a lot of thoughts and a lot of moments, a what-if moment in the spring. What if? Does this sort of put it in the background now?
Yeah, look, no doubt.
Way?
Look, I try not to think of those what-if moments. It's difficult to think like that in this game, and always sort of try and just put those things behind you and move forward as best you can. And straight away we focused, all right, what can we achieve in the autumn with the horse, and a big circle around this race. So, look, no doubt satisfying. I'm just thankful and delighted for the owners, because they've had to go through and go up and down those rides, and these horses obviously, once in a lifetime horse are difficult to come across. So wanted to be able to really achieve that big race win for them, and we've been able to get part of the way there today.
We've got a couple of slippers, but is this right up there with one of your great moments with Gay?
Yeah, no doubt. In terms of sort of the weight for age races, I'd say this is the biggest one that we've been able to win together. I know, Gay's had a great record in this race with some, horses that have been fantastic for the stable over the years, but this is an amazing result we've been able to do in the partnership together.
He's all of a sudden become a very famous horse because of the horse he beat.
Yeah, well, that's it, and look, he was famous for what he did in the spring, and then was quickly forgotten in those first couple of runs here in the autumn, and easy to understand why behind an amazing mare like her. But yeah, I'm sure that'll put him right back into contention once again today. And
the future's a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, can't wait. Obviously he'll go out now for a well-deserved break, and we'll focus on everything for the spring.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Final event here at Newcastle. Benchmark 68 here, Mick, over the mile. 1, General Soho. Paul Perry, Will Stanley.
Well, he's a